I'm gonna start the recording. So that's good. Listen, man, I don't this these meetings are not as formulaic as some people do it. I don't sell anything on these meetings. We got a couple new people. These meetings are just for like a joining of the minds, and I start off with a topic. Sometimes it go somewhere else, and that's fine. I just don't want to come in and totally freestyle anything. And I usually have it together, whatever. I've been a little more comfortable the last couple of weeks. I moved, but I do have my office stuff set up. And next week I'll probably, be back to a decent little setup with my webcam and all of that stuff. But these aren't that thing. So, like I said, I come on here and I spark a conversation and we go from there. The main thing is that most of the people that come on here are looking for familiar, similar minds and people that um, share in some of their thought processes. As minority entrepreneurs, we don't always have the network and the people that we can actually talk to and we can ask questions to that we can build with. So I like to do this weekly. A couple weeks ago, I was under the weather, so I didn't do it, but um, we back. So I'm gonna try to do this every week again and make sure that we on here. I do put these on YouTube. I didn't do the one for last week, but I'll do that one today, and I'll put this one on here. Maybe I'll put both on here today. The reason I put them on YouTube is that some people can't make it. It is the middle of the day, and some people actually have real 9 to 5s. I don't want to dog anybody with a 9 to 5. This does not make you not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody that embodies the independent spirit, and that doesn't mean you don't have to work a 9 to 5 to pay your bills. It is fine. I do contract work outside of my business that give me regular pay, so I make money regardless, whether I do these or not. And I fully believe that you got to pay your bills. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't have to go out and actually make money. You can have a dollar and a dream all you want to. Bills still have to be paid. Some of us are a little older. We have kids. Kids still have to be taken care of. Things still need to be done. So do not let people talk you out of working your 9 to 5 or make you feel bad for having a 9 to 5 or whatever type of business you have. One of the guys that come on here sometimes, he owned a garbage pickup company, like a disposal company, and he come on and he talked about it, and he loved his company. He's making good money, and he loved his company. And I'm like, I seen somebody, well, it's two people that I grew up with. I seen one of the girls I grew up with. She was cracking on one of her family members about him being a garbage man. And I put on there, I was like, look, bro, it beat the alternative. You're not in nobody jail and nobody grave. Don't ever let people talk y'all out of handling y'all business. And it don't matter. Sometimes you have to handle your business for 5, 10 years before your actual business take off. But we have it to where a lot of times in our community, people talk down on the smart people, or people talk down on the people with some 9 to 5 that's not really celebrated, like him being a garbage man or whatever. He owned the company, but if you were, the friend that I was talking about was actually a garbage man, and she was dogging him like, they be asking me what's up with your cousin, what he up to, and I say he a garbage man, and I gave him words of encouragement on that post. I don't do a whole lot of posting on social media other than for my business, but I told him, I said, bro, what you doing? Show beat the alternative. You ain't in nobody jail. You ain't in nobody grave. You providing for your family. Him and his family just moved into a new home. We have to support people doing the right thing, because it's a lot of people out here doing the wrong thing because people have talked down on them for trying to do the right thing. And doing the right thing may not be as lucrative as doing the wrong thing. I'm very forthcoming with my past, and I have done a lot of the wrong thing, and I made a lot of money and I paid for it. So that's why now I do the right thing. I perform at a high level. I believe in thinking at a high level. I believe in having high level conversations. And these are the places that I want to provide for us to have those conversations. So today,
Thank you, Alvin.
my
Thank you.
guy, my guy, and he come. You a regular. I appreciate you. And I have maybe. 250 people on this list, and I want to thank y'all for being the 5, 6 people that show up, especially Reggie. Reggie show up like every week, even if he gotta leave early. He like, look, I'm here. We get this cracking, and I appreciate you coming on and being able to speak and being comfortable enough to actually open us up in conversation. That's a big thing. I don't like any type of BS in my life. You know what I mean? And
I'm never too old to learn.
my
I'm
God,
never too old to
and,
learn.
or teach, man. I,
You
I
guys
love to
teach me
roll. I need
quite
to
a
get my
bit.
robe up.
Hey, yeah, you guys teach me quite a bit, and I appreciate you very much. You know, they
most,
say surround yourself with like-minded folks, and
most
you
definitely.
find out that is your community. So thank you.
Most definitely. And shout out to Chef Red too. She's also became a regular. And it's important. We need these type of things, and we need to be encouraged throughout the week. Entrepreneurship is tough. I did a whole program, entrepreneur acceleration program, Real Life XP, and during the creation of that actual program, I I understood how important staying motivated is and how important it is to talk to the right people so they can give you encouragement, because you can talk to people about your company and your ideas and different things that you have going on, and people can dog you. People can watch you build something. Let's say a home. People will watch you build a home. They'll walk past you every day and say, man, you still over there building that house? Man, you still over there painting? You still over there putting the roof on? You still over there, whatever. And then 2 weeks later, they'll ask you for a place to stay once you have it all the way together. This is the type of life that we're living as entrepreneurs. People will watch you build, watch you build, watch you build. And as soon as it's lucrative, they're asking you for something, whether it's your time, whether it's your money, whether it's one of your resources. And I know because I've done it. I completely changed my life 180, and people watch me do it. They watch me go back to school, watch me start a company. And some people support it, and that was cool too. But it was a lot of people that watched me do all of this and then say, hey, I know you're in school. You want me to fix you a lunch, or you want me to do anything. And then they'll call and ask me of my time. At this rate, I'm charging $250 an hour. I don't care if you my grand cousin. I have a first cousin that pay me. He did get a family discount, but when he called me and we're talking business, he say, "Cuz, I'm gonna send you this cash app. Cuz, I'm gonna pay you." He respect the fact that um I helped him get, he got a big contract now, but I basically talked him into that as that being the next move for his business. He sell cheesecakes and things, and I was like, look, you're gonna reach your pinnacle as far as just making a cheesecake and trying to sell it online and different things. You got to work on getting some contracts, and you got to do this and that. And he gladly pays me when it's time for us to discuss his business. So when you talk to people, and him being my first cousin, and not a first cousin I met last year, this is actually my first cousin that I like grew up with, and him respecting my mind and respecting my time, it makes me feel like the next person has no excuse, right? So those are the type of people you want around you. Even if they're only saying, hey, here's $50 or here's $25, I appreciate the words of encouragement or whatever. When somebody respects what you do, they pay you for it, right? So you have to be around those type of people, because that's encouraging for somebody to call on you and ask you for advice. And this is my first cousin. We talk regularly about other stuff, but when he called me and it's like, look, I need you to, this is what this call is about. I'm sending you a cash app. I never had to ask him. He literally like, cuz I know you doing your thing. I'm sending you a cash app. And that's how life is when you are an entrepreneur. People respect it. Nobody, if you are a mechanic, none of your friends should call you and say, put my brakes on for free? Like, what do you mean? You're going to pay the other guy. So why not pay me for doing what you will pay somebody else to do, unless you feel like my quality is inferior? And in that case, you need to find a mechanic that you trust. Because why would you trust your car to me, your brakes to me? That means you trust me with your life,
That's right.
right? You need to find somebody whose opinion you trust and who you are willing to pay, right? If you don't trust my expertise. So we have to have these conversations as entrepreneurs. And we have to surround ourselves with people that respect us as entrepreneurs, or they're going to give us a hard time. They're not going to respect your time. They're going to take a lot more from you than they give, and that's going to put you in a very bad position, not only with your time and your business, but mentally. If somebody is taken from you mentally, then it is tearing you down more than you can even calculate, because that's not something that you can put into numbers, right? You can't put that into numbers. Time, you can say, okay, I wasted an hour of my time. As I just put value on my time and told you that I'm charging $250 an hour for my time, there are some things that you can't even put value to, right? If somebody tear your spirit down, how do you put value to that? That's not quantifiable, right? You cannot put a value on that, right? So you stuck with, man, somebody tore down my motivation. How do you put money on that? If somebody tell you you are not good enough for something, as much as you can say I ignored that, you don't ignore it. It can literally propel you to do something, or it can hold you back, because mentally you got to get over that first hump, man. And the beginning of a business is where you bump into all of these other hurdles, and if you are not mentally prepared to take on what's coming with being an entrepreneur, you will shut down soon as you bump into something. Soon as they say you can't get a license because you got a felony, or you got this, and or whatever, you start, oh man, I can't do that. What I'm gonna do now? I can't do this. What I'm gonna do now? So that's what I wanted to start today off with, was a little bit of that and words of encouragement. And the main thing that I'm gonna discuss today is losses. We all take losses. We all take losses. I don't care if it's a personal loss, if it's a business loss. It could be a monetary loss. It could be a loss from losing a family member or a friend. Sometimes we lose people and they die to us before they die physically, right? They die to us spiritually, emotionally. We just cut all ties. People die every day, B. People die every day, B. Right? And we have to get into the habit of letting them die. We have to get into the habit of letting situations die. Because if a situation lives long enough, it can kill you. If we don't learn how to let ex friends be ex friends, or ex girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever be exes, then we are stuck. Because as entrepreneurs, we only have so much energy that we can afford to lose. So if you have a friend that's always calling you and giving you the bad news, that's not your friend. If you have a friend that only calls you when they need something, that's not your friend. Your friends are supposed to pour into you like you are supposed to pour into them. And it could just be a simple text, or it could be them watching you do something and being motivated. All of this counts. If you have friends that are around and they're not motivating you, you need new friends. It can be the difference between winning and losing. It can be the difference between success and failure. Now, failure is undoubtedly going to happen. I don't care if you had a spark when you started, and eventually you'll run into some roadblock, and you will run into something that you can use as an excuse to quit. And the moment you do, all is lost. It's all gone. As soon as you say, I can't do that because I don't have the money, it's over. It's over. As soon as you say, well, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Money is real. It's a real issue. But to have the attitude that you can't do something because you don't have it, that's not real. That's not real. Because you can make money. That is a temporary setback. And how you view that setback is going to be the difference between success and failure. If you view that setback as a minor setback, now we need to go to the drawing board and see how we can acquire this money. My credit may be good. Let me get a loan. I may need to bring on business partners. I may need a plan of action that's a little something now that I can turn into a lot later. So when you how you handle difficult times is how you can tell whether you really want it or not. And that's going to be the difference between you being successful and you not being successful. Because anybody can be a great chef when the money rolling in. Right, Chef Red? Anybody could be, man, I'm getting booked every weekend. I love it. I'm booked. I'm making 1,500 event profit. I'm doing such and such, and the calls keep coming in. This has been a good 6 months. I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna make 3,000 next quarter, or I'm gonna make 3,000 next year weekend, or I'm gonna do whatever. That's cool. When that phone not ringing, how you handle that is going to be the difference. When that phone not ringing, are you feeling down on yourself, or are you getting up and going to make something happen?
That's time to plan and kick it in gear. You
You
giving
got to
me a
step it
break
up.
to level up.
You got to that's what time it is. You got to step it up. It's tough. It's time to step it up. And then you start, you like I say, you catch seasons. I don't care what business you in, at some point you catch seasons, right? So I start seeing seasons when I first started my consulting business. I'm like, man, October to December kind of slow. I need something that'll keep me through those that last quarter. And I found it. I found it in SaaS. I found it in selling software. And because once people on there, they not, if you selling them something they use in their business, they're not taking the winter off. They're gonna
That's
keep paying.
exactly true. That's exactly true. And Alvin, I didn't mean to step on your toe,
Oh, it's all good.
but you're right. It's like in regards to okay, okay, my overall business is B to B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, with the tariffs, it's affecting my B2B flow because the guys don't know whether to invest in something that's going to benefit them
Mm-hmm.
or not because they don't know if they're going to have the doors open 6 months down the road. Now, so the cross step, like you did, you said you went software. Okay. Now I'm doing B2C, which is technically wellness, health,
Mm-hmm.
a total completely different audience, but with a solid product that everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In that regard, everybody cares about their health. If you look at all your commercials on TV, what are they emphasizing? You. I mean, I see folks in my age group out there playing pickleball. What the heck? Come on now. I don't care what you say. Going up a set of steps is rough. So yeah, you have to sidestep with the fact, but don't stop. Just sidestep. What's that song? Slide to the left, slide to the something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me shut up.
What, the slide to the left? What are you talking about? One foot, two stumps, or
Yeah, the
step
cha cha slide.
or step in the name of love. We gonna do a little, you know what I mean? Whichever
Something
one. You
like
feel
that. Something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all know where I'm coming from. Shoot.
me? Whichever one.
Yes,
It's all to
boy.
the good. But that how you handle difficult times is what separates you from everybody else. I've had so many setbacks in my life, and that's one thing that I always thank God for, is me having the strength to persevere through everything. Like nothing sets me back, and anybody know me gonna say, man, you always kept a upbeat attitude. You were always positive, and you could feel that. You can feel that. And you can see people that don't have that attitude. They take it personally when they see you go through a struggle with a smile on your face. They take it personally. They look at, man, what you smiling at? You over there in a worse position than me. How you still smile? Right? And everybody's struggle is relative, right? So I learned that kind of young, right? So I did time in the state prison from 18 to 27. I went straight to a level 4. And the level 4 is where all of the high security people are, right? So all of the, and I'm young, I'm probably like 19, 20 when I get through all of the fighting the case and all that stuff. I'm about 19, yeah. So when I go to the level 4, I had 7.5 years left. And I go there and I'm like, man, I got 7.5 years left. They like, dog, you straight. You 19? You got, man, you about to go home in your 20s? You good. Because these guys got 20, 40, 50, 60 life. So they looking at it like, man, I wish I had those 7 years, whatever. So I ended up one of the counselors ended up doing something crazy to me. He like skipped over me on me going getting my level lowered, and he didn't respond to anything that I was sending him. I basically had to like threaten him to be like, man, you need to check and see why I'm still in level 4 and I ain't went to level 2. And he finally did it, and he ended up like apologizing. He called himself doing me a favor, and he waived me from. I never went to level 2 then. He waived me to level 1. So now I go to the level 1. I got about 5.5, 5 years, 9 months, something like that, years to do. But all of the level 1 people got like 2 years or less. So I went from being, like I said, at this point, I got like 5 years and some change left. They like, dude, you good. You going home. I got 25 years left. I got 50 years left. So I went from that, walking the yard with those guys, to now I go to the camp and they like, what's up, Jackpot? Man, shoot, what you got left, man? I got 5.5 years, man. It sounds like a life sentence to them because they all got short time. You know what I'm saying? But the counselor waved me to this low security institution, and I'm there with all of these years left. Basically, I'm doing a life sentence in camp because everybody there is 2 years and below. They started waiving more and more people. So eventually more people with a little time came, but I was like one of the first people there with that. They like, dog, you tripping. Camp wasn't even made for you to do a lot of time there, right? Camp was basically made for you to do a year and a half, 2 years. It was almost like county time. But it made me realize that everything is relative. Time is relative. Struggling is relative. So nobody is going to feel how you feel about your struggle. Everybody has their own struggle, whatever that may be. You may be struggling in your personal life. You may be struggling in your business. You may be struggling in both. And sometimes that's how it is. When you are struggling in your business, you are struggling in your personal life and vice versa. I just moved unexpectedly. I got up, got my and got the hell up out of there. And my business suffered because I'm moving. Like literally, it's not like I planned it, so I had things set up. It was like I got up out of there. My business suffered for it. And that's how we have to understand that our personal life is so important, and finding peace and being in the right place mentally and having the right people around you personally directly affects your business. It directly affects your business because your life can be in shambles, and it's going to be hard for you to do things that you have to do in your business, especially if your business is not what you're doing full time. If you have a 9 to 5 and a business on the side, your business is going to completely suffer because now you're going through things personally. Your biggest concern is going to be paying the bills and taking care of the things that have to be taken care of. Your business is gonna suffer. If you running ads like me, if your personal life get hit, you gonna take them ads down. Look, I'm spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on ads, y'all. So if I'm spending this money on ads and I get hit with some kind of personal thing, my car go down, something happen, I'm like, look, F these ads, this gotta happen. Only things that make money happen. Now, if your ads are making you money, if you spending 40, 50, $60 a day on ads and you making two, three, $400 a day, then you're gonna run them ads because that's where you're making your money. You know what I'm saying? And my dog say, man, I went homeless for a minute. And it be like that. You know what I'm saying? The way I left, I could have been. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I left my lady a couple of weeks. I could have been just that. I just landed on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I landed on my feet. And I'm grateful for having the right people to help me do so. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, everybody, like I say, everybody's struggle is different, y'all. Everybody fight is different. And sometimes you see people smiling and you think they got it all together and they don't, right? You never really know what I'm going through. You never really know unless I come on something like this and I talk about it. And I do talk about some of my personal life, but most of the time I'm just handling my business. You know what I'm saying? The last week I think we ended up kicking it and I came on there to basically talk about my personal life and to be transparent and let people know that I'm human too. We are human, bro. We go through things, man. And people fuck with that. Like people love the fact that you could be human. Nobody wants somebody coming on here acting like a machine or a superhero, like they don't have problems, like they don't go through anything. People want to hear how you got through it, not the fact that you don't have a problem. People want to know how you overcame homelessness, not that you've never been homeless. Like people don't want to talk to somebody who seem to have everything together, no gripes, no anything in their life. So you have to be comfortable exposing some of your faults and your failures. You have to be comfortable with that. And that's going to actually help you get more clients and customers sometimes because somebody can relate. Somebody can relate. If I say, hey, y'all, I'm going through a divorce and blah, 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 somebody somewhere is going to be like, dang, man, I went through a divorce last year. I went through a divorce 5 years ago, whatever. Like somebody is going to relate to that. And it's okay. It's okay. Like it's okay. You don't have to put all of your business on the internet. I'm definitely not a supporter of that. But you have to be transparent enough to let your clients and customers or potential clients and customers know that, hey, I am a human like you. Sometimes I may be late. Even though this meeting started at 12, I jumped on here on my phone. I could have just as well been late, right? You gotta let people know you just human. You know what I'm saying? So, do anybody want to add to that? I don't want to take up the whole hour, whatever time we on here. Anybody want to add to that, or anybody have any questions?
Man, you good. You know, this has been one of those conversations that I needed. I mean, we're all business people, but when we can take some time to sort of have that same kind of, well, shit, if you handle that, then I can handle this kind of thing. You know, if you could do this, I could do that. We're seeing the alternatives. We're feeling the alternatives.
Hmm.
Really, I don't know why my conversations like this today, but yeah. I started going to well, I'll be you being honest. I started go speaking with a mental health counselor
Hmm.
because I know good and damn well what's going on ain't me. So that's my other mind that said, dude, you need to check this shit out. And that's what I did. I asked somebody who knew somebody
Hmm.
who who then all of a sudden, boom. And that's the way community works.
Yep.
Now, does it put you back? Yeah, but you got to take care of what's first. Because if you don't take care of your body, let me say it plain. If you don't take care of your ass, who else will? I'm just being honest in this conversation.
No,
Who else will?
most definitely.
Family won't. Family will be the first one to slap you.
Yep. I
And then all
told
of a sudden they will turn around and then boom. I mean, I went through a 25-year life and all of a sudden I had to put it on hold and change the whole entire picture. It took me a deep breath. I mean, I swear to George, I sat back 5 years and just breathe,
you.
caught up with who Reggie was, is, am. I am Reggie King. You feel me? And that king or that pride or that ego is too goddamn big to sit down. So what happens? Boom, you come back. And you do. Y'all understand. You bounce back. This son of a gun right now, that is the um, so-called leader of the free world, is not where we are. We're way ahead of this. And this individual is throwing everything at us. I mean, hey, if we ain't bulletproof by now, God dog, we'll never be. We need these gangs to stop this and understand what's going on in front of us. If they getting ready, y'all our next army. You feel me?
Definitely.
Y'all are our next army. Now I'll do my best to keep up, but god dang. All the leaders that happened were like 18, 19, 30 years old. They were leaders. Now, they were strong people. I'm just talking about from the back. Y'all hollering 45, 48, and you screaming like I am. But you came through it. Albert, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever it was, something said click, that switch came on, the light came on, brighten up your spirit, brighten up your room.
Yep.
Sometimes you do have to take the understanding that my well-being is better without you.
Yep.
And if you don't have the guts to step, not take, just step and keep it moving.
Yep.
Because these young men today, I'm sorry, they ain't like what we were. Shit, 18, you had a job. You still in high school? You had a part-time gig. Get
Yep.
your hotel home. If the light comes on,
Yep.
have a reason,
To be out.
or be on your way. You feel me? Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me?
Yep.
What's the other thing? I mean, that's that light switch comes on and you figure it out because these kids ain't like us.
Yep.
Because y'all are, I'm serious, you ain't even 50 and you hollering. And everything that was given to you all, what do you guys consider? Boomer? No, I'm boomer. Um, are
Uh,
y'all Gen X's?
Gen X.
So
Yeah,
you
we
had
Gen X.
Yep. Gen X.
y'all had push button everything. You had to program the stuff for us.
Yep. So when we um to build on that, a lot of times, like you said, with your family, man, your family, sometimes your family are the closest people to you gonna hurt you the most. So sometimes your family, you lean on them for some type of support and they basically kick the chair from under you. But what you have to realize is people are a mirror, they mirror their own failures. And sometimes when you are successful, you make them feel bad because they do not okay, let me see what Marie talking about. You can come on here. Go ahead, unmute.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was gonna wait until you were done.
It's all good.
Hello everybody. Um,
Hi.
you know, I was just gonna say, gosh, like I really needed this. It's like a pep talk. What you've done is like a pep talk for me right now because
Mhm.
this is my first time coming on. This week is spring break and I couldn't make it any other day, but I since you said you're on YouTube, I'm gonna listen to that. Listen to them. But I is it okay if I share something about my business experience?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
yes,
all
yes,
good. Yeah, we
please.
here.
Yes.
Okay, so I got this vision 2018, I got the vision of what I should do, you know. I've always been, you know, doing some kind of business and all of that, you know. And then, I wanted to do something because I couldn't work a 9 to 5 because of health issues. So, my son dissuaded me. I love to cook, but he was like, "Mommy, you're not gonna have the energy to do that until you've healed from all the chemo you have to take and all that." So I was like, "Okay." So I got the blueprint, so to speak. The Holy Spirit downloaded everything to me, and then I ended up, I had some savings, and I went ahead, I bought the sewing machine, material, everything I needed to do the task that I was given. So I started, a little at a time. I didn't even know how to use a sewing machine,
Mm.
but I went on YouTube and learned and took my time and started doing the business a little at a time, And then I joined this church 2 years ago. Last year, I shared with the pastor's wife, we had become close, and I was sharing with her about what I did. I make purr pillows. Um, Pastors like the towels they used to dry their face,
Mm.
the lap cloths, that kind of stuff. That's what I do. So I shared with her. So I've been doing it out of my house. I like use my bedroom then, to do that. We have to start somewhere, right?
Most definitely.
So so I was sharing with her. So she offered to give me, they had, like, the church is really fairly large, and they had this empty room, and they offered to give it to me to use to do the business in. And so we were thinking of expanding and get a couple of people to help me, because I was getting orders. Surprisingly, it's just me just trying to do something, and I was getting orders in. So the pastor wanted to take over the business, right? They wanted to take it over, make it a part of the church, and I'm like, no. I mean, this is what the Lord gave me. This is my idea, my thing, and I don't know, So they took the office from me and all that, and poured through my material, was trying to hold on to my stuff. Anyway, to cut a long story short, you know, I even, some of the things that I like, the pillowcases that I put together, I do them so beautifully. I take so much time with them, do the detailing, cut out, like, I buy the material with, like, the scriptures, cut them out, stitch them on, and put the tassels, really beautiful.
Mhm.
So they would try to hold on to my stuff, and they had their daughter take my stuff apart. Some of the stuff that I did, took them apart, held on to, like, the foam inserts. That, anyway, to cut a long story short, so I cut ties with them, and because of what they did, I'm telling you the honest truth. Since last, probably September, I haven't had the urge to do anything. It's like they desecrated what I was doing, and it's like
Mm.
I've been trying to start, and just listening to you just now, because I have never been a person to give up when I start to do something. And just you sharing right now how, it doesn't matter what's going on with you, you don't give up, you just motivated me. I have stuff that I've cut out and all that. And now, as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna go back to my sewing machine to start fixing, putting things together again, because you're right. We shouldn't give up, we shouldn't give up, or we shouldn't let other people dictate to us how we should do things, and try to take away our motivation. So thank you.
Yep.
That's really what I wanted to say to you. Thank you. You've inspired and motivated me again, and I needed that. So thank you so much. I'm glad I was here to hear everybody. And thank you, Mr. Hefner.
My God. My God. And, and I knew he had the robe on. As soon as he turned the camera on, I said he about to show off. He got knew he had the robe on.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Most
That is
definitely. So,
such a blessing. That's what this day needed.
most definitely, I'm
That's
glad I
what
can help.
this day needed. Thank y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all.
Yes, and we find motivation from different places, right? You got to know the thing is to be emotionally intelligent, right? They call it EI, emotional intelligence. And if you are emotionally intelligent, you should be able to keep track of when you're feeling down. And you should know what makes you feel better. And it could be anything. Listen, people want to try to take away from sex and all that stuff. Listen, man, some of us feel good after getting a good one off, and it just is what it is, bro. So if that's what you feel like you need, then you might need to keep somebody on standby to keep you motivated. I'm just keeping it 1,000, right? So we know what motivates us. If it's going to church, then go to church. Get your motivation. You got to know what motivates you. If it's talking to a certain person, you need to be able to call them, keep them on speed dial. Look, man, you don't got to call them and let them know you need motivation. You can call them to kick it, and you know that they're going to give you some words of encouragement. It just depends on what it is. So I see people do a bunch of stuff and then they wonder why they're not motivated because you've done nothing to motivate yourself. It don't happen naturally all the time. So if you're watching something like on social media or you're watching TV and certain shows and I'm into true crime stuff myself, but if you're watching something like that and all the murder mysteries and all that, it's kind of hard to be motivated by watching Dateline 10 days out the week. It's kind of hard to be motivated by watching Unsolved Mysteries 7 days out the week. It's kind of hard to stay motivated when you are not doing something to keep you motivated. You can go to the gym if that motivates you. You may have a certain person that you are
Or
not.
even watching Tyler Perry movies.
Tyler
Those
Perry's
aren't
one of
motivating y'all.
yeah. I'm saying
You
whatever.
know?
If I'm saying you gotta know, I'm just being 100. Like you may have certain music that you listen to that motivates you, but you need to know that. You need to know that you may have a certain person on YouTube that motivates you, and you may want to listen to some Eric Thomas, or you may want to listen to somebody else. Whatever. You need to find things that motivate you that you can literally press play on, that you can literally call, that you need to be able to turn your motivation on but you have to notice when you are lacking in motivation. This is where emotional intelligence come in. We are not motivated 100% of the time. And what people don't realize is it's 24 hours in a day. And everybody had the same 24 hours in a day. Motivation is the difference a lot of times because you got 24 hours, I got 24 hours, and you can make excuses with your 24 hours, and I can go make me some money. Whatever it is due to being motivated or a lack of motivation. And people don't give that enough credit. Oh man, I'm just not motivated. You feel like it's a weakness to say that or to do that, but you need to know it in order to do better. You need to understand when you are not motivated in order to motivate yourself, and you can motivate yourself in a multitude of ways. And you can read a book, a magazine, watch a movie, listen to the radio, or whatever. But you need to motivate yourself because the people around you are not always going to be there to motivate you. Sometimes they need their own motivation.
I got to throw something in. I got to throw something in because this is back in the day.
Back in
But
the day.
remember when we used to have fist fights?
Hmm.
What was the motivation then? To win.
To win dominance.
Thank you. And that's what it is still today. It's technically fist fights. We've gotten too relaxed. We've gotten lazy. I mean, I have gotten lazy.
Hmm.
You have gotten lazy. We
Definitely.
all have gotten lazy. But and like the young lady said with her accent, those preachers and pastors out there are, if they were that bold to step in and steal your God-given gift, then they're not talking in the area that you need to be surrounded in. Those are worse enemies, devils in your path,
Hmm.
stumbles in your path. All friends ain't kins. You know what I'm saying? All skins ain't kins. I know some white folks can't stand white tea folks that can't stand white tea folks. You feel me? I know seriously, you know what I'm saying? So, all skin ain't kin. I just say it like that. I got to go into another thing, but man, I love talking to y'all today. Thank you,
Most definitely,
thank you,
man.
thank you, thank you.
I see you next week in another road.
Hey, you know what? You know what? When you said that, I went and did that. I said they got to see me in my summer robe.
I
Y'all
love it.
have a great one. Peace. Peace
You too.
out.
Peace out, brother. So, um, as he stated, man, like you may feel like the people closest to you, they know you the best, and they are going to wish the best for you. But when people have not accomplished the things that they set out to accomplish in life, it's hard for them to motivate you. It's
But those are the motivators. I'm sorry to cut
no,
you
no,
off,
no, no. It's
right?
all good. Yep.
I've been like listening to y'all cook and all of these experiences. I find that the negative or the people that try to take, people don't want nothing, right? So if they're taking or they're looking for some incentive, people ask me all the time, Red, okay, I'm the only person in Arizona that makes stuffed turkey legs. I've been looking online and I see a couple other people making turkey legs. But no matter who else make turkey legs,
Hmm.
they not mine. I can give you the recipe. I can tell you everything that I put in it, everything that I did, and it still won't be. What's for you, no one can take.
Hmm.
And that's a hard lesson to learn because it is the people closer to you. I have two other cousins that are chefs as well. One graduated a couple months after me, the other one went through the military, cooked for masses of people, right? I love them. They do it. They do what it is that they need to do. I call, I get my motivation, and then I go. But those are the same people that come and want to take this idea that I have, which is not nothing new. People been making turkey legs and eating turkey legs forever. It's just new to Arizona outside of the festivals and the fairs. I find that the people that give you the hardest time are the ones that you actually need to listen to because they are the problem solvers for whatever issues or
Hmm.
lack thereof that you have inside. So, Miss Marie, I have my own feelings about the church and church people, but I will say this: don't quit, don't stop. If God gave it to you and you feel like it's yours, every day do something a little bit more toward what you feel like is yours and create something new. And what God gave you, He's going to multiply, is going to exceed your expectations, and don't limit yourself to what a group of people have done.
Thank you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because people will tear you down if you let them, y'all. Like, and you got to think it's way more unsuccessful people in this world than there are successful people. So if you waiting on them to give you a pat on the back, say congratulations, to motivate you to offer some type of resource, whether it be money or time or a network of people that can help you, you are sadly mistaken. Human nature is human nature, and you get some people that are, um, you know, nice. They're generous, or they are positive, whatever, and you can take from them. But you're gonna have to learn how to use the negative as a positive because you're gonna face it over and over and over again. You're gonna face the negative repeatedly.
More than the positive sometimes.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
more than more than the positive sometimes. Positive be few far and in between. But
Man.
I find in the negativity, you're telling me what I'm doing. Like in a weird, strange way, the universe has put me in this position. You're not really downing me. You're not really projecting on me, even though you are. You're telling me how to solve the problem that I've been trying to solve forever. So
Hmm.
instead of it being a negative aspect, okay, you don't want to help me, okay, you don't believe in me, okay, maybe you want what I have, whatever the case may be, you telling me how to solve my problem.
Yeah. And sometimes, right? But I've had people say little things to me, and they thought it was gonna do one thing to me, but it's really like, yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong, right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna prove you wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna show you, right? I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I heard you. because you can't take it back. What's being said, what's been said has been said. But I heard
That's how my dad, in his own weird way, his way to get us to succeed was to tear us down. And that's, that's
you you went it broke up. Red speaker went out or something. Red, we can't hear you.
he couldn't tell me what I wasn't
Oh.
gonna do, what I wasn't gonna have, what I
Hmm.
couldn't be, because the more he told me I couldn't, the more I did. Right. And even he wholeheartedly believed I couldn't. It wasn't just a
Mm.
mind trick. It was really that, nah, you ain't got what it takes. Nah, what make you so special? Da 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 da. And he has seen me in events and seen me in places and doing things here in the same city that he moved to, right? I came from far off and came out here and have made it in a small imprint in one of the largest cities in America, right? It's plenty of options here in Arizona, but I control and created a small market of people, and the blessings that I've received have been amazing. I'm so thankful. Can it be more? Could it be more? Should it be more? Maybe eventually it will be,
And it will
but
be more.
right now, absolutely, right now it is what it is. And he has had to literally sit back and humble himself, like, hey, I ain't think you was gonna be able to do that. I didn't see that, but what you gonna do next? Cause you didn't done that now. So what's next? You all out of ideas? You all out? You flat now? That's it. That motivation, that twisted motivation, has really been a fire starter.
Yep. So even in that, you see how she used whatever. Now he it may have not, like you said, he may have meant that you're not gonna do such and such, whatever. He may have meant that wholeheartedly, and that came from his soul, right?
Hmm.
He that may have been everything that he had to say, but that came from somewhere. Somebody gave him that energy. Like it came from somewhere. It could have been somebody at school. It could have been somebody in the home. You don't develop that type of attitude out of nowhere,
Yeah,
right?
I
And
I call it Coonistry.
yeah, or you could have developed it out of being out of losing. Like you could have, like I know some guys that are really good at basketball, and they didn't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm decent. Well, I never really was a basketball player. Like I'm probably a lot better than decent. But it's guys that like literally played all the time, went to school, high school, was on the team and did all of that. And they're so like, you could tell they're angry. Like, dang, I did, that I gave that my all, and I ended up working at Chrysler, right? And
Yeah,
they so down about it. And I'm like, dude, they love me because no matter what, this was a pivot for me. I came from music and I did pretty good at music. I wasn't TI, but I made money off of music. And they like, man, you did that. And then when I started doing this and they see me doing these ads and actually making money doing this, they like, dog, it's never too late. It's never too late if you have the right mindset. The
yeah.
whenever things aren't going the way that I want them to go in my life, not as far as a relationship, because I fall out with people all the time, but as far as like family members, friends, whoever, I fall out with people that don't have no business being in my life anyway. I have not fell out with somebody and sat back and thought about it like, hey, I need to make this right. Usually by the time I fell out with you, I am over here thinking, thank God you are over there and I'm over here. But if you are
I'm
not,
sorry. I'll be right back, y'all.
all right, but if you are not a person that can turn a negative into a positive, life gonna kick your ass because it's so much to be down about, and it's so many people that are gonna down you. It's so many situations that's gonna tear a hole in your head. So at the end of the day, you have to work on mindset, consistently working on mindset and motivation. That's the first thing that I talk about in my real life XP program. It's free. If y'all caught the ad, that's where That's what you signed up for, is the free course. And it's all about, the first section is all about mindset and motivation, because it's no point in me talking to you about actual business systems or applying for funding and building your business credit if you don't have the right mindset and motivation. Everything that I do, I start off with mindset and motivation, because it's so important for you to have the right mindset. Nothing else matters. If you don't have the right mindset or the right motivation, then you are always going to be chasing your tail. So that's the thing that I want everybody to always remember, man. You got to work on mindset and motivation. If you are not where you want to be in life, work on mindset and motivation. If your mindset is right, then you can turn a negative into a positive. If you have the right motivation, then you can get up, make something happen, and you are not worried about what happens after that. I'm going to get up and make it happen. I'm not worried about whatever happens after that, because uh, I understand that it's only a foot in front of you and then the next foot in front of you. If you want to walk and you want to get to where you want to be at, until you're doing that, then it is cool for you to feel like I'm 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 not worthy. You can talk to yourself and talk yourself out of being a success. Like you man, what make you think you gonna do that? You ain't never did nothing this great. So what makes you think you can make $1 million? You ain't made no $1 million. You don't even know nobody that made $1 million. If you talking to yourself like that, it's already over. You're not gonna do anything. You gotta work on mindset and motivation. So when somebody talking like that, you gotta go the other way, right? If you are talking to yourself like that, then you need to sit down and watch videos and work with me or somebody else and get yourself the help you deserve to have the right mindset. If you are not developing the right mindset, then you are never going to be motivated. And that's it, because it's always something that you can take negative, right? I ain't heard from you, Eric. If you got anything you want to add to the conversation, you can go ahead. I ain't gonna be here too much longer, so I want to give you the floor. Okay. So, Miss Marie, if you got anything you want to add, we can add it. I ain't gonna keep preaching to y'all. It's been an hour. I usually do these between an hour and hour and a half. So, if as long as everybody is participating, it's okay.
Yes. Do I need to sign up? I like to have like one-on-one conversations with you.
hmm
What is it where you have to pay?
well, after the first one, it ain't a lot of one-on-one conversations. I do these every week, so I can do that. Because at first I was finding myself doing one-on-one conversations every week. So if you want to do that, we can do a clarity call, and it's a link. You should have had a link to sign up for one.
Okay. I
It's in
mean,
your text messages and your emails.
okay, okay. I'll look through them.
Yep, and
I
that's how you
just
schedule a
wanna
call with me.
like I've never actually like I've done stuff before, cooked out of my house, cook lunches, deliver lunches, the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But I've never had like a legit business. I don't That's what I want to do. So I just wanna know the right steps, how to do the right thing to get it flowing the right way.
Most definitely. That's what the clarity call is all about. So just click on that link and schedule the clarity call. My schedule probably gonna change a little bit. Fridays I work with a nonprofit, and Fridays I'm usually with them. I'm gonna go in and change that, but just go in there and pick any other day. But Friday, when we get off of here in the next hour or so, I'm gonna actually go in there and make myself unavailable for Fridays altogether. But other than Friday, just go in there, pick a date. I'm pretty easy to deal with, and we'll jump on a call.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No, no problem. So if that is it, I'm gonna stop the recording and we gonna get out of here, y'all. Let me stop this recording. All right.